Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's inspiration for my crochet is from my daughter. She is absolutely amazing and supportive in everything that I do. She is the most amazing photographer, and she now has a page on Instagram that is promoting all of her photography. Please check it out when you get a chance. This is something I made for her, a little something I made for her so that she is able to enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy it. Please like and subscribe if you do. Today I will be using the Mainstays yarn, and this is for the bottom of the purse. I will be using a 6.5 millimeter hook. Here I am creating a chain of 30, and it just depends on you how big or how small you want the purse to be, but I created a chain of 30, and it's a medium-sized bag. I have chained one after my 30 stitch, and I am going back with a single crochet. Okay, so I'm right back over here, and if you can see the chain, it is that turning chain right in through here. I have, if you want to, you can place a marker right here just so you can identify each time where that chain is. I like to just identify it by it's the turning chain, so I'm no longer in the horizontal, I'm right tip on the top. So tip on the top. So I'm going to crochet 1, 2, 3, and 4 single crochets in that stitch right here so that it can turn around. And then I'm just going to do a crochet, a single crochet in every single stitch coming back up. Very easy. Just coming right up, single crochet. Okay, so this right here is going to be the base of the purse, so it's going to be the bottom part of the purse. So if you wanted to just like flop over, then you will just do 2 rows or 3 rows, but I want mine to kind of stand a little bit. So I did about 4 rows. I did 5 rows actually. And next you are going to go in, single crochet all the way around. So from there on, once you've achieved the desired base size, you will go all the way around and single crochet. So just 1 single crochet all the way around until you are done. So I have single crocheted all the way around, and this is the final product. I envision the lens right here. Alrighty, so now I am going to use my black yarn to create the lens, and I am going to use the same hook, which is the 6.5 millimeter hook. I'm going to leave this project here for just a little bit. Going to create a slip knot on my black yarn, and I am going to create a chain of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to go into the very first stitch that I created right here, and I'm going to come in here. So I'm going to create 10 single crochets in this very first stitch. So I'm going to stick my needle through. I'm going to do 10 single crochets in that stitch. So there's 1, 2. So now that I have done my 10, you're going to see it's going to start to circle around just like this. So I'm going to fan it, kind of move it around until I find this stitch up here. Then I'm going to stick my needle through, going to pull it through, and I'm going to create a slip stitch. Next, I'm going to do 2 single crochets in every single stitch. So I'm going to go into this one. I'm going to do 1, go in the same one, 2. I'm going to go into the next one. I did 2 in every single stitch. I am right back where I left off. Now the next stitch, and you can use a stitch marker if you need to, the next stitch you're going to go into and you are going to do a slip. Whoops, it came out. You're going to go into that stitch and you are going to do a slip stitch in that stitch right here. So I'm creating a whole new round. So now I am going to go 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So this is what this looks like. I'm going to go 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets in the same one, and then 1 on the next. 2 single crochets in this one. So there's 1, 2, and then 1 in the next. 2 single crochets in this one, 1, 2, and then 1 in the next. You are going to go back into that next stitch. You are going to do a slip stitch as you have done before. And then now we are going to do 2. So I'm going to go into the next one, 1, 2, and then 1 single crochet in this one, and 1 single crochet in the next, and then 2. 1, 2. So 1 single crochet in the next one, 1 single crochet in the next one, and then 2. 1, 2. 1 single crochet in the next one, 1 single crochet in the next one, and then 2. Okay, so I am going to do a slip stitch right beside that one. There's my slip stitch, and then I am going to do 2 once again. So 1, 2, and then 1, 1, 1. So 1, 1, 1, and then 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 1, 1. So 3 of 1 and then 2. 1, 2. So as I've done with all of the previous rounds, I'm going to do a slip stitch. Whoops, I always do that. I'm going to do a slip stitch, slip stitch through here and keep slipping out. There we go. Slip stitch. Then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets, and then 2 in the next one. So 1, 2. 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2. I'm going to do that all the way around. So here I am putting the lens up to my purse and making sure that I know exactly how far I want to go with it, and that is just perfectly fine. So I am going to stop right there. When you are done with this round, you are going to slip stitch as you usually have. I'm going to leave this big like this so it doesn't unravel, and this is what I got so far. I'm going to just put it to a side, and I'm going to continue on the purse part. So here I am just finishing up the rest of the purse and just making it to the size that I want it. Okay, so I have stopped right there and it fits perfect. I'm going to go right in my next stitch and create a slip stitch just to secure it off. Going to cut off the end right here, slip my tail in through the loop, if I could get it in there, and secure it. Here I am adding the other yarn. So this is the yarn that I used for the purse. I am going to add that yarn around the lens, and I am just doing a single crochet all the way around. When you are done with that, you are going to slip through and create a slip stitch. Going to go in through, create a slip stitch, and you have this round circle right here. I am going around one more time with a single crochet all the way around. When you are done, then you will go back in, create a slip stitch to lock it into place. I cut my finger. Looks horrible. Okay, now I'm going to pull this, and this is, I am going to get my brown yarn where I left off. I'm gonna pull that through right where I left off on my bag. Going to stitch 1, and then I'm just going to continue to go into every single stitch, creating doing a single stitch and moving along. So I am done with this part. I just compare, and I flap that brown part over to make sure that it is long enough to look like a camera. So finishing this off, I'm just moving along, doing my single crochet. Okay, so I am right where the string is. The next stitch, I am going to just go in through here, create a slip stitch, and then cut this off. Okay, so I've created the purse, which is really the hardest part of it, or the most time-consuming part of it, which really wasn't too bad. But I created the purse, and here it is. Here is the handbag. And now I am going to work on the lens so that I can get all the details done, and then I can stitch it on, then I can do the flash, and then I can do the heart. Here I am creating a little burst of light on the flash. So I'm just weaving through some white yarn just so it could look like a burst of light. Once I am done, I cut this off and I just create a little knot. This will not be visible, it will not be seen, so I'm just going to create the knot right there. And that's here. I am going to thread some black yarn, and I am going to stitch it all the way around, and in no particular way. Here I am creating the flash on the side, and I'm using red yarn by Peaches and Cream. I did 4 stitches, and I am going back with a single stitch, so I have 2 right there, and I am using a 4mm. I then switched off to yellow, and again I am using the Peaches and Cream yarn for this one, and I'm just moving along. Again, I made 2 additional rows of 4, so I will continue doing that with the rest of the colors. I've used a glue gun to place the flash on there, and I created a heart that I will show in another video. This is a paper clip, simple paper clip I turned into a triangle. So when you are done creating this, I glue gunned it on the bottom just to make sure that it was secure. I am going to
my hairstyle, my boss, all of Facebook. I seriously asked everybody. Turns out almost everyone I know all loved having their baby at the same place. Their rooms every moment.
So when you are done creating this, I glue gunned it on the bottom just to make sure that it was secure. I am going to
my hairstyle, my boss, all of Facebook. I seriously asked everybody. Turns out almost everyone I know all loved having their baby at the same place. Their rooms are spectacular. My doctor, she's awesome. I'm thinking about going natural. I won't. Don't take my word for it. Just ask your friends. Ask your friends. Seriously, ask them.
Okay, Texas, it's the final days of Ford Truck Month. Take the 2018 Ford F-150, Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, sweeten up the offer.